you have your board?
I do also. Thank you. And we're live! Woo!
Hello, internets.
Oh yeah, did you get the photo? Thank you. Okay. So we're trying something new. There we go. Okay. Can you tilt the screen a little bit up? Thank you. Okay. So welcome to this week's Tuesday episode where we're gonna play Scythe, designed by Jamie Segmeyer with world building by Jacob Rozalowski. Sorry if that's a horrible mispronunciation. We are coming to you from a new main camera so that we can do this. Are you ready? Oh, I'm so excited. Here we go.
Brace yourself.
There's the board camera. Oh, that's boring. We've seen that before, but wait! It's
John's
player area!
Hello.
What? So we've done this for this game because there's a lot that happens on this board over here, and so now John can, you all can keep an eye to make sure John's not cheating.
Yep.
And at the same time,
It's a risk.
you can see what's happening now in regards to the player board.
Especially in a game like this where the player board is pretty involved.
It is.
Yeah,
Yes.
a lot going on.
John's helping me set up my board. So, there's a lot involved with the board setup on this. It's not, it's pretty obvious and straightforward. It's just, there's a lot. So, I'm gonna first start with kind of that setup. I'm just gonna say, if you're coming here to learn the game, go away. Like, don't come here to learn Scythe, come here to see how Scythe plays. I'm gonna do a quick rules overview of the game and, setup, but watch it played. Rodney does an amazing run-through, teaching of the game with setup in, 30 minutes, and it's very much worth a watch. It's very good. And then once you watch that, you can come back and watch us completely mess up his rules, / do a playthrough. So, okay, on that note, every player, the whole story is that this is alternate history Europe sometime after the 1920s.
Post-World War I.
Post-World War I, where apparently we made giant mechs as a society. And yeah, it's also weird that I'm not seeing anybody in the chat. Can you open to see if there's anybody watching, or if we're live or not? I don't know. But, so we each represent fictional countries in this time period. Each of us represents a key character or leader in this time period. That's the fancy minifig right there, and then we also then just have armies and troops, I guess, that are traveling with us. I don't really know. So, the whole point of the game is to earn the most money as your country, or whatever it is, that, I guess is your country that you represent, and you get money by, doing various things in the game. Typically, it's either enlisting people, building mechs. You also get money by, at the end of the game, depending on where you are in various tracks, or controlling of territory on the board, you'll get money. So, in goal, get money. The methods to do so vary. This game, if you've played any of Jamie Stegmeyer games, pulls a lot from his previous titles. If you've played Viticulture or Euphoria, you'll find some mixes in here. It uses the Euphoria star conditions for in-game tracking. But interesting enough, these don't directly correspond to scoring, which is kind of nice. So, how the game will play is we're just going to keep taking turns, passing around and around and around. When you take a turn, you select your pawn. I'm going to show John's board for this. So, you select your action pawn and you put it on one of the 4 quadrants on your player board. Each quadrant has 4 top actions and then 4 bottom actions for each of those quadrants. The top action and the bottom action are both optional. and all parts of them, except for, paying for stuff, is optional. So, everybody's boards has a different pair-up between top actions and bottom actions. So we all have the same exact bottom actions, with slightly different outcomes for the bottom actions, but the main thing is the same. The top actions, we all have the same top actions, but they're in different orders when compared with our bottom actions. So, looking at John's board, where's your move action?
Uh-oh.
Something keeps blowing, the wind keeps blowing the thing off.
My move action's on the far right.
Okay. So if John wanted to take the move action, he would put his pawn there. Then he would take the move action, which is on top. And then if he wanted to, if he could afford it, he would then optionally take the bottom action. So for the move action, when you take a move action, you get to move 2 of your units. A unit is any piece of, wood or plastic you control that is not a building. So each player has workers, which are represented by little wooden pawns, and each character's workers are unique. Like, they're wearing different hats, which I think is pretty cool. So my hats are my hats are like tiny little fur hats, and your hats are like
gnome
pointy.
Hats.
Yeah, you got gnome hats going on. So these workers, they count as a unit. Your big plastic character, which is an awesome minifig, counts as a unit. And then each player also has custom mechs, which are units. So, when you move, by default, you get to move 2 of your units, 1 hex each. At the start of the game, everybody can move max 1 hex at a time. Important, you cannot cross rivers. So if there's a river on the board, you can't cross it until you unlock the Riverwalk technology, which everybody has, just in different formats. So if John took the move action, he could move 1 of his workers there, and then he could move his character there. He could alternatively move his character there, and his other worker there. Like, you can have as many of your units on a space as you would like. That's fine. If, later in the game, John and I happen to be kind of in the same territories. If John cannot move a worker of his, the little wooden figure, into a space with one of my figures. Like, he just can't. Not allowed. However, when you move your figures, any of your plastic characters... No, sorry. That's not right. Your plastic figures can enter any enemy spaces. When they enter a space with just wooden characters, the wooden characters of the opponent get scared away and run back to the home base. For every wooden figure that you scare off when you do that, you lose 1 popularity, which is a track way over there with hearts. Alternatively, if John moved his big plastic figure into a square with one of my plastic figures, that would initiate a combat round. So the way combat happens is we each have these combat cards. They have numbers, I think, from like 2 to 5 on them. And the number of plastic figures that we own...
It's 2 to 5.
Okay, cool. The number of plastic figures that we have on the square is how many cards we get to play. So in this situation, John and I would both be able to play 1 combat card. In addition to using combat cards, there is a combat wheel. Each of us would get... They're over there. Each of us... That's right. They're not per player. They're just...
Oh.
Yeah.
There's only 2 of them.
So each of us get a combat wheel. On the wheel, there's 0 to 7, and this is how much of our combat points, which come from this track, which is almost out of frame completely, how many of those points we're going to spend. So we both secretly commit how many of that we're going to do. We're going to commit how many cards we're going to play, because while I could play 1 card, I don't have to play 1 card. So John and I would both secretly pick what we're going to do on this wheel. Once we're both done, we reveal, we add up what's on the wheel and on the cards. The person with the most wins. Both players need to subtract what they're using on the wheel from their combat chart. So if you don't have enough, you can't bid more than you have. And you can bid max 7. So that's how combat works. In addition to... There's a fun little hack. So let's say I have a mech here. It's one of my little robot dudes. with scythe arms for some reason.
Name of the game.
While each of my wooden figures can only move one space, my mechs can carry as many wooden figures with them while it moves one space. So if I had this situation where I had 2 wooden figures and then a mech, I could move one move to go here, and then my second move is my mech carries both of my workers to the adjacent space. And now I've combined everybody in one spot. Hooray! So that's a special movement thing. Your character cannot move your workers sideways. In addition to mechs carrying workers, workers can carry as many resources as they want with them, which are over there, and we'll get into that later. So basically, you just have the workers carrying a crap ton of resources, and then the mechs carry a whole bunch of workers, and it's just you have this mobile army, if that's how you're going to play. But fighting doesn't have to be a part of this game if you don't want it to be, which is a very awesome feature. So that's movement. The other special movement thing is if your character moves on a spot that has a encounter token, which looks like a compass rose, you get to do an encounter card, which is you draw the top card from the encounter deck. We're going to play a little story time with each other on it, and then we get to pick a thing. Pretty great. So that's all the move action. Like, that's... yeah. Alternatively, on the move action, if you take that spot, you can, instead of moving, just get 1 coin. Also, in the future, once you move or decide not to move, you could, if you went to that quadrant, do the bottom action, which on John's board, I believe, is the enlist action.
Yes.
So the enlist action, everybody has, if you could point to your recruits, these 4 recruits.
Oh, these ones?
Yeah. 4 recruits on the bottom of the board. The enlist action allows you to pick one of those and put them on your upper player board to gain the bonus you put them on. When you remove that soldier, a new icon space is revealed where they were standing, and in the future, when you take that bottom action, you will get what is depicted in that spot. So for the soldier that John picked, he would get a heart every time he built stuff in the future. In addition, if any other player built stuff in the future, well, in this case, because it's a 3-player game, if any player to his left or right built, he would also get that heart bonus, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So there's one of those bonuses for each of the 4 main, like, currency things you can have. So there's money, there's combat cards, there's popularity, and then there's combat strength. So, yeah. So that's that action. This is going to take forever if I go through all of them, so I'm kind of just going to blitz through.
Well, the other ones are pretty quick.
Yeah. Movement involves a lot of stuff. You always have to halt movement for that action when you enter a space with an enemy. We'll go over that when it happens. The next action on John's board should be, I don't know, bolster.
Bolster, this one.
So bolster is there for him. Bolster is actually in the second spot for me, but bolster is super straightforward. Over here, when you take that action, you pay 1 coin, and then over here, you get to bump your combat strength up 2. It's super straightforward. Alternatively, if you don't want to bump this up, you would still pay 1 coin, and then you can get a combat card. If you don't want to do either of those things, then you don't have to pay. The bottom of John's bolster is... Build. So, there's so much in this game. So, building, you pay whatever the cost is that's denoted. I believe it's 4 wood.
3 wood for me.
Oh, it's more expensive for me. Then, each player has buildings on their player mats, if you could point to those. There are 4 different buildings, 1 in each quadrant, that kind of relate to that quadrant. So when you build, you would spend whatever your build cost is, and then you get to place one of your buildings, doesn't matter which one, you get to pick, on the board where you have a worker. So John would place it there where he has a worker, and he placed the armory, which doesn't really do much except for give him territory control on that spot, even if he doesn't have a worker there, as long as there's no enemies there. However, it exposed a new icon on his board, which means whenever he takes that action in the future, whatever that action is, where it's near, he will gain a combat point.
It's the trade action.
Yep.
Awesome. which we'll talk about next. So the trade action, if you do the trade action, you pay 1, and then you get to trade up to 2 of your resources for 2 other resources. So resources are kept on the map with your workers. So, and you can access them as long as you have characters in the space with them, as long as you control the territory. So if you have a building there and there's no enemies, if you have a worker there, or if you have any unit there, you can access the goods. So for trading, you take one of the goods that you currently are in control of, and you swap it for another good type, putting the new good type in the spot where you swapped from. Pretty straightforward. Alternatively, if you don't want to trade, you can pay 1 heart to gain 1 on the popularity track, which is over there, which is hearts. The last action on the upper is to produce. So this is how you get those resources to start. So when you say produce, you pick 2 of the hexes that you control, 2 of the territories that you control on the map, and then those 2 hexes will produce 1 good of the type denoted per every worker you have on that hex. So right now I have 2 workers right here. If I activated this hex, I would get 1 metal because I have 1 worker. If I activated this hex, I would get 1 worker because it's a village, and I have 1 worker there. He goes into town and spreads the love.
The oats.
The oats, yeah. Okay. The basic resources of metal, food, oil, and what's the other one? Wood. That's it.
Yeah, wood.
They all come from supply bins, which are over there, that are provided in the game. People will come from your board. So, every player has a spot on their board. I'm sneaking to John again.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine. So, your workers. So, every player has a spot on their board with all their workers. When you produce a new worker, you take the leftmost worker, and you add it to the place where he's being produced, where he's been born. And there you go. As you do this more in the game, though, you will reveal a cost on that board. So the second worker you produce will cause you to now have to spend 1 combat point to activate the produce action. And the more it goes pretty deep, eventually you'll have to start using popularity, and then you have to start using money to produce as well. I think the idea there is you just have too many people in your empire, and it starts to cost things. I guess that's
You have to feed them, keep them happy.
There's a lot involved.
Guard them.
Yeah. So, there's that. The other 2 actions that we haven't covered yet are bottom actions. The deploy action is really straightforward. You pay whatever your deploy cost is, which is the red, and then you get to pick one of your mechs. Woohoo! You have 4 mechs, and you put the mech somewhere where you have a worker, because presumably the worker built the mech. And then in the future, you now have this awesome mechs to move your workers and kind of guard them from enemies and stuff like that. Every mech, under every mech on your player board, has a ability that you unlock when you remove that mech. So the first spot is Riverwalk, which will allow you to move across rivers in certain areas. And then you have different abilities. Every character has different abilities, but except for the last one, everybody has the same, which is an increase in speed, which will allow you to move faster. After we, so then that's deploy. Then you have upgrade is the last downstairs action. You pay whatever's denoted in red, and then you get to upgrade something. So you get to take one of the cubes from a top action and put it down below to fill in a recessed spot in a bottom action. So in theory what this does is it will improve one of your top actions while decreasing the cost for one of your bottom actions.
And the costs for the bottom actions are different per player board. Or
yeah.
per
Every player, so the main character board that has your mechs, those are unique to that character, and then the player boards that have the actions, those are mixed up, and the costs are different on the bottom actions, even though they're all the same. But the costs are different, and the benefits are different as well.
And you randomly get one of these player maps.
Why do I keep getting chewies next to me? I've put that chewy on the floor like 3 times today.
Zine was eating it instead of dinner, so, you know.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, there we go. Woohoo! That was a
Cool.
really rough rules explanation in 20 minutes. Go watch It Plays. It's much better. Let's play!
Yeah. Also,
Oh, there's so much more.
yeah.
We'll
Okay.
talk about it when it
Yeah.
comes up.
But so we need to do this.
Yes. So this is the in-game bonus for what structures are on the board.
Oh, right.
So Steve's going to pick one, and then if we have to look it up in the rules, we will.
We will probably have to look it up in the rules.
Also, in the dead center of the board is a place called the Factory. Doo-doo. And the
Jason.
Factory...
I read this one. It's structures in a line.
And those are these structures.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's
you
a
can
bonus...
get max 9 points.
Yep.
Okay, then.
Like,
And water doesn't matter.
oh, I guess I might have to look at. I don't remember if it's.
Water shouldn't matter. It'd be impossible otherwise.
Yeah, and it's. And I don't think it's in a straight line, but it's just in a.
Connected.
Yeah, it's
Right.
connected.
So, like, that
Okay.
would
Yeah.
be fine.
So I was going to say, the Factory in the dead center is awesome. At the end of the game, it counts as 3 territories as opposed to a single one if you
Mhm.
control it. Also, when your main character visits the factory, you get to look at this sweet, sweet pile of cards, which will give you sweet, sweet upgrades and an additional action. So the factory is sort of the hill on which we all might want to be king. Does that make sense?
And the bottom action on that additional spot is another move.
Yeah,
Hey,
so,
Don
so you can
Corgi.
move twice and
Hey, Jamie! Oh, Jamie's here!
Hey, Jamie asked what game we're playing.
Oh, Scythe? Scythe? I can't pronounce it.
Scythe.
Scythe, that's it. Yeah. Woo!
I already
Okay.
got 2.
Can you scroll the charts apparently? Yeah. Oof. Down. Scroll down. There we go. The game is not difficult to teach at all. There's just a lot going on. If you
Yeah.
play with people that are more involved gamers, it's really straightforward to teach. There's just, I mean, it's one of those games where it's almost better to teach like over like the first round and as you explain
Right.
stuff. Because for the most part, people aren't going to remember how combat works until they actually have to do a combat. So yeah.
Same with like in-game scoring. You don't really.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
we'll refresh in-game scoring halfway. Like, I didn't even talk about stars. So the game ends immediately, as soon as one player has put all 6 of their stars on the star boards over there, which are conveniently close to John's player mats.
It's like they're almost there.
Alright, everybody, watch him. So each of those stars you get for doing stuff. So it's kind of like as soon as you get if you win a combat, the first combat you win, you get to put a star there. The second combat you win, you get to put a star on that one. The third combat you win, you don't get anything for except for the glory of winning. There's tracks where if you get your popularity all the way up to 18, you'll get a star. If you get your combat all the way to 16, which is max, you'll get a star. For those 2, if you ever reduce below the maxes, you don't lose the star. Once
Right.
the star is placed, the star is there. Everybody also has 2 secret objective cards. When you complete one of them, you put a star down.
May.
When you reveal that you have completed one, you get to put a star down. You only get to complete one objective card throughout the game, so once you do that, you discard it. Can you put a star on the completed objective one? Woohoo! Once you have all of your workers out on the field, you get to do a star. Once you have all of your enlisted dudes out, you get a star. Once you have all your buildings, you get a star. Once you've put all your mechs, you get to do a star. And then once you do all the upgrades, you do a star. So there's a lot of things that you can go for in this game to... it kind of gives you a guide to run for stuff. It's one of those things where, like, if you look at your player board, you can kind of see, like, what's cheapest for you to pay, and then you can look and see in your starting territory, like, what you get, because everybody gets only 3 land spots that they can go to before they have to try and cross a river. So, like, me, I can get oil, people, and metal. So, oil will help me upgrade, and metal will help me do mechs, but mechs are the most expensive for me. So it's in my interest to upgrade, which is actually not that bad, so that I can make mechs cheaper, which is great because I have like a metal factory here. So I'm probably going to want to go for the spoilers to John and Steve. I'm probably going to want to go for the build on my mechs and upgrade a whole bunch objectives, in addition to, whatever my secret objectives are. So it's a lot to take in when you first look at it, but it's one of those things where you can kind of look and figure out. It's kind of nice in that when you start the game, you're not looking way out, you're just looking what is close to you and what you can do in the next few turns to either complete one of these or get to a point where you can complete 1 or 2 stars. And as you start to build that, you'll notice that you have natural momentum to try and complete other stars. So, on that note, to determine who goes first, on the randomly given action player boards, there's a little tiny number in black next to
2.
the whatever, and that determines who goes first. I have 3.
I think lower goes first because the higher had more resources to compensate.
Yeah.
So I remember reading that. So I think John goes first.
Okay. So there we go.
And so my special power is my workers can move across the rivers.
Already. Oh, once you get River Walker in general.
No, it's just my special power.
And then mine is there's no limit to the number of stars I can place from completing objectives and winning combat.
So you can
You
just
can
do that.
I could just do
You
that.
could just murder us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's yours?
I'm relentless. I can choose the same section on my player mat as the previous turns.
Nice.
So I can just...
move.
Yeah, which is pretty awesome. Whew.
So I'm gonna... My first action, I'm gonna move.
Is that a tiger?
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a tiger.
Yeah.
I also
I've
have
got
a
a water
mini
buffalo.
skirt on in some of the, well, my figure has a mini skirt. I'm
I think
sensibly
that's
wearing...
a tunic, actually, not a mini skirt.
I'm sensibly wearing pants in this one. No, there's a few, like, cards where she's wearing a mini skirt with tights.
It's cold.
You know, it's the summer look. Okay,
So I moved.
John moved.
So I'm gonna move one of my workers across the river to the worker spot.
Boop.
And then
Let
I'm
me
gonna...
get the camera set up really
Sure.
fast. Do a real.
I'm going to zoom this in a little bit.
Doop. Hopefully nothing interesting will happen in that bottom corner.
Nah. Right? Where is that? Right here? What's up there? Yeah.
Steve's area.
Joseph Sidita asks if we have terminal directive.
We do,
or
it's
if-
right here. It's literally behind me. Terminal Directive. It's holding up side. We did a stream of Terminal Directive of the first game. Yeah. It does. Okay, so John's moved. I haven't even looked at my secret objectives, so you gotta give me a second.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I think I see a Loch Ness monster in the lake over here.
Nice. Good old Nessie.
Okay. Great. Awesome. I am going to start with a produce action. And I'm going to produce a worker and a metal, please.
There you go.
Sweet. Steve, a turn.
Fast turns.
Yeah, it's very quick in the beginning, and then as you have more options to yourself and like things like that, it kind of slows down.
Although, I will say, yesterday, my game felt pretty... Or, I was taking long turns at the beginning because I had no idea what to do.
Well, yeah, but it was your first game.
Yeah.
We've each played the game once completely. Yep. I have played like a 3/4 game before.
Let's see. I'm going to move my character there.
Oh, wow.
Move my character there.
That's above.
And then I am not going to do my bottom action, so John, turn.
Okay.
Oh, John, wait. We have your board. Okay. John, what you going to do?
I am going to produce on 2 hexes.
Okay.
So I'm going to produce a person.
Oh, I should do this one.
And an oil.
We should just be sponsored by La Croix.
It's really true at this
La
point.
Croix, if you're watching,
yeah.
Call me.
Send cases of La Croix.
Send cases. We'll drink it literally every stream. It'll be fine. You know what? I might write them and be like...
Each stream could feature a new flavor.
A new flavor, yeah.
What would they sponsor us with? Just cans of LaCroix?
Yeah.
Yes. They would feed the revolution.
I mean, how do we know they're not already sponsoring it? Because we're always like, what flavor is this time? Oh, it's
Well, we're not getting anything from them.
No, I know,
but
the viewers don't know that. We could be.
Uh-huh.
Does that make us look better or worse?
That we're doing it for free?
Boy,
I don't know, but what flavor of La Croix have you pulled out?
I'm going to get a lime LaCroix.
Let's talk La Croix.
Oh, no. La Croix. I'm going to move and regret the entire La Croix thing that I did. I'm going to move that there, and I'm going to move my character there. And now it's Steve's turn.
Okay.
Also, hello, Don Corgi. Okay, can we set up, what is that? We need to install that program that lets me control the mouse on both computers, because I need that right now in my life.
I mean, you can just control me.
No, it's your turn.
Oh. I'm producing. So I am producing a worker. And I am producing an oil.
Oh man, I have to wrap
Actually,
my...
I think these are cans of liqueur.
I have
Just
to wrap my
pumping them out
head
of the
around
ground.
the fact that I can do the same action twice.
That's
Because I'm
pretty
already
cool.
like...
Yeah.
Because when you want to do something, like move quickly across the board, you have to go boom, 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 boom,
Yep.
boom between those two actions. Because you can't repeat the same action normally, unless you're me, apparently.
I'm going to move. First movement's going to be there.
Mm-hmm. It's the tunnel!
Oh, we didn't talk about tunnels yet.
We didn't. So tunnels are red bordered areas with a tunnel symbol. And they count as being connected and adjacent to each other. So John could spend a move to go to another tunnel anywhere on the board.
And then there's some special ability. Well, like my special ability, Underpass. Once I play the mech, I can move between any mountain I control and any tunnel.
Wow.
Yeah.
With all that tunnel talk, I'm actually going to take that back and go to the food. And I'm going to move here to reveal this.
Oh. All right,
Gives
player
me-
to
Okay.
your.
So this is how we do this.
Okay.
So we do it above and below style,
Okay.
where I tell you a story and then you go with the decision from that.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, we do this really dorky. Okay. So your troop is, on a march through, and, you come across a group of herdsmen, and they're just enjoying their afternoon on the hillside, watching their sheep, and there's a lot of sheep compared to herdsmen, so they're having, a good time out in the sun, not being enlisted soldiers, but at the same time kind of, being annoyed at their sheep, especially because there's now this troop walking through. So you can decide to help them herd the sheep
Okay.
for an afternoon, and you would get 2 food and 1 popularity,
Okay.
because they're very, happy about that.
Mhm.
You could help take some sheep off their hands and serve lamb for dinner tonight, paying $2 to gain 1 worker and 3 food. So basically, you kind of enlist one into the working to the cooking unit.
Okay.
Or you can use the sheep to pass up a tripping mech for some laughs, paying 3 popularity to deploy 1 mech. Because by
Ooh.
tripping the passing mech, you apparently acquire it. So
If I
these
don't
are
have the
your-
popularity, I can't do that action?
You can't do that action.
Ah.
And now we know how John's going to play.
I absolutely would have destroyed all of those sheep. I guess I'll steal a sheep instead, because that's the second worst thing to do. I'll pay $2.
Okay.
Play worker. And I can put them anywhere, right?
Anywhere where you
I
have...
have a presence.
Or no, sorry.
Oh,
When
yeah.
you gain anything,
Oh,
it
right.
goes from an objective cards. It goes where you have
Yep,
your
and
character.
free food.
So then you put the objective card on the bottom of the objective deck, and
There's a little sheep field.
here, wait,
Oh, you
Go
can
closer.
player board
Oh,
it.
yeah.
player board it. Oh yeah, here we go. Show off that sweet, sweet art. It's very pretty.
Gorgeous.
Awesome. All right, we put a lot of pressure on John by putting him under the player board. I realize.
I can
now.
handle it.
Under
Okay.
the hot seat. We've got
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
bright light shining at him. We'll deal with it.
I don't know.
All right.
Geekspiel asks, is Tiffany sure to reference to life, the universe, and everything?
Yes.
Mm.
You can't see it from there, but all of the 42 is made up of little icons and pictures that are different references from the books.
There's a towel.
There's a towel, there's a whale, there's Think Deep, or Deep Thought, there's
There's fish.
a lot of fish, there's dolphins, there's a butter knife, there's
I seem to
There's
be
a-
having
there's a
tremendous
mouse.
difficulty.
yeah, there's an orange slice, there's some yarn and knitting, there's a lot. It's pretty awesome. Okay.
There was a theory I read that was one of the reasons 42 might have been the meaning of life was because Douglas Adams may have picked the ASCII code for, I think, question mark, but I can't remember it.
No, it's the ASCII code for the asterisk.
Oh, for the asterisk.
Which means
wild card.
everything.
Yeah.
So 42 in hexadecimal is, or no, in ASCII is 0 something 42, which is the computer representation for everything. So deep thought, the answer to life, the universe, and whatever is everything is what he's saying. So, yeah. It's very deep, it's very profound. The meaning of life. Okay.
Speaking of which,
anyway, it's my turn. Do I want to do an objective? I'm gonna, seeing as I can move twice, I think I'll move twice. So I'll move here to do an objective. And I'll move this worker here.
Or an encounter, you mean?
Encounter, yes. Steve.
Oh. Okay, so
Night done.
it's so you're coming up over to the river over there across the tundra, and it's just the whole river. It's just all covered in fog.
Oh.
And in the distance, you see some like giant legs, but they're kind of like stumbly and they're kind of like having trouble. You know, they're being a little cautious. But you, with your Pathfinder Tiger, have the ability to, you know, possibly help that mech out and stop it from, you know, possibly damaging itself or the denizens of that little town over there.
Okay.
So you can steer the disoriented mech through the fog with your lantern, which gains you 2 oil and 1 popularity. You can pay the stranded man for his mech. So pay $4 to deploy 1 mech. Or shout nonsense until the mech comes close enough for you to rob it. Pay 2 popularity to gain $2 and any 2 resources. I just imagine you throwing like rocks up at the cabin and the tigers growling. And, yeah.
I think I'm gonna help it out. I think I'm gonna steer the disoriented mech through the fog with my lantern to gain 2 oil and 1 popularity.
There you go.
Thank you. Very fitting.
Yeah.
Alright. Steve, turn.
Alright, and then for me, I'm going to move once more. So I am going to move my character into town, and then I'm going to move my worker into the tundra.
Alright.
So...
Alright, so you're traveling into the forest, following some deer to hunt because you're quite hungry. And then you run upon a woman with her cattle and her dog. And
Pet the dog. Pet the dog.
Pet the dog for 18 popularity. You can share some good news from home with the traveler. You can gain $2 and 1 popularity. Trade for a cow and eat steak for dinner, because you are quite hungry. Pay $2 for 4 food.
Whoa!
Pretty good.
Convince the soldiers... Oh, I guess there's soldiers there too, sorry. Convince the soldiers that the patterns on the cows contain coded maps from the enemy.
They're your soldiers.
Wow.
Oh,
yep. Pay 2 popularity to gain 2 combat power, 2 combat cards, and 3 power.
oh my god, 2 popularity?
Pay 2 popularity.
Pay 2 popularity. Yeah,
With
sorry,
3
2 combat cards and 3 power? Oh, wow.
Kind of low on power there.
I think, yeah.
It's-
I don't know.
That's such a cool con, too.
Coded map. They're in binary. You
Yeah.
know, it's just black, white, black, 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 white, black, black.
So bad.
Yeah. Also, I think I am gonna pet that dog.
Yeah, such a good boy.
It's a good one. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pay 2 popularity. Sorry, everybody. To gain 2 combat cards and 3 power. So
Seems like you would gain popularity with your own people, though.
Well, no, because you've tricked the soldiers, and then once they
Mhm.
figure it out, yeah.
fake
They
news.
Spread lies about you.
Fake news. Yeah, when that fake news bubble pops.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of angry people.
Oh, did I? Oh, I didn't get my.
gotten
I
4.
should have gotten my 4.
Wow.
Hey, David!
There you go.
Thank you.
Alright,
Is there a hand limit?
there's not. John's turn.
My turn. I'm going to produce. And I will produce oil. And a iron. Okay.
Cool. All right.
Oh, and I owe stuff now.
Yeah, when you produce people
Oh,
or
yeah.
anything. Okay.
Yeah, I forgot that last night and then
Yeah.
got into kind of a hole.
am going to move again. It's the best. So, oh, if I do that, I can't do the thing because they can't bring things. Alright, I'm going to move that one, and then I'll move this one here. And that will be my move. But then I get to upgrade!
Hey.
So I pay 2 oil, which I have. I'm going to put it over here because I'm going to need that later. And I get a coin, please. We can actually put one of those money pots over
You
here.
and I both have cheap upgrades at 2 oil, but John's are 3.
It's true.
And I get to upgrade. So I'm going to go ahead and improve my production spot, I believe. Yeah. And I'm going to decrease the cost of my mechs. Whee! Woohoo! Alright, Steve's turn.
I think it is time to produce. So I can choose 2 spots to produce. Is that? Oh, that's the one that's going to cause me to pay popularity.
John is blue, I know.
We're constrained by the board.
We were kind of constrained with the board, so John could either be blue or white, so he randomly picked blue. I'm red, and then Steve is black tonight. We're mixing it all up. Even though there is a yellow faction.
Yeah. I'll do that. I'll make that work.
Alright.
No. No. Yes.
You have lots
No,
of
yes,
strength. Look at
yes,
that.
no.
Alright, I'm going to move. And I will move. Let's see. I'm going to go here.
I don't know why I have my produce. I don't get to produce anything yet.
There. And then I'll also pay 3 food to enlist. That will get me $1. And I will enlist my upgrade. And I will get popularity.
Tiffany turn.
Okay. I'm going to...
So you just enlisted, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Produce?
now when
Either of you do the upgrade action, it's very cheap for both of you.
Yeah, that's a good one to enlist.
yeah.
I'm going to produce... I can produce on 3 spots, even though I don't have that. So I'm going to do an oil, and then I need 2 metal. Thank you. And I can't enlist because I have no food.
You can't choose the order, right? You have to do top and bottom.
You have to do top then bottom.
Okay.
But you can decide to not do top at all and do bottom.
Right.
Just bottom.
Or vice versa, obviously.
Yes. Also, David, that makes me super happy. Yay! David won Tragedy Looper in I believe, Instagram or Twitter giveaway. So yeah. Woohoo!
Cool.
Let's see. I am going to move.
Poor Ichi. I need
So
to brush her.
I'm going to move my character to the mountains over here. And then I am going to move a worker to the tundra.
Mhm.
So I have 3 there. And then I'm finally going to upgrade.
Yay!
So to LaCroix. To do the upgrade action. And I will... Ooh, that gives me 3 moves? That's crazy. That gives me 3 produces. That would give me 2 popularity when I trade. I'm going to do that. I'm gonna get a third move and then upgrade. No. Upgrade my bolster. And then upgrade my mechs. So it's now 3 metal to do it.
Cool.
Alright.
And then did anybody get...
Yep, I did. I've got the enlistment bonus, or whatever you call it. I'm going to produce a oil and 2 food. And I have to pay that. But then I'm also going to pay 3 oil to upgrade, which gets me this back. And I will upgrade my production. I'll make mechs cheaper.
Yep, we're all making mechs cheaper.
Mhm.
So spendy.
I'm gonna go ahead and do a bolster, so I pay 1, and then I get to bolster by 2, seeing as everybody's doing combat. I will join. But I get to deploy a mech,
Yay!
which is really what I was after. So, my poor worker. I'm gonna do that, so I can now river walk! Yay! I'll be able to get food for my people!
With your sides. You'll
Yeah.
just scythe across the farms with your sides, cutting grain, and hopefully our workers aren't in those fields while you're doing it.
They'll have to be.
About that. Okay. In addition to paying the 3 metal to do my mech, I get my mech, and I also get 3 money.
Score.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Oh, I should have gotten 2 money for my...
Oh, and I should have gotten 1 money.
Cheaters all around! Yeah, so interesting fun fact. This game is... This stream is sort of sponsored by CloudCap Games.
Yay.
Because this copy of Scythe is from CloudCap Games that rents board games for 3 nights for $5 or a week for $10. Certain titles you have to rent at a week minimum because there's just so much going on. So this game is one of CloudCap Games' rentals. Woohoo! Also, disclaimer: I work there, so while I did just walk in and grab it off the shelf, you too could walk in and rent from them.
I'm producing.
So yeah.
So I produce a worker.
Yep.
Going off the thingy. And then another 3 oil.
Did you pay your military strength?
No.
Also, if you rent the game and you decide later you want to purchase it from the store, they will take up to $10 off of your purchase price. They'll take basically the cost of the rental off your purchase price. So you could rent it, try it, and then you would get the $10 off. So.
And then you get a new copy.
And then you get a brand new copy. So if you're ever in the Portland area and you want to rent a game, you can do that.
And there's a great section of 2-player games. It's basically many of those small square box 2-player games that we have back there. CloudCap also has.
Yeah. Or you can also just play in the store. Yay. Okay, anyway. I'll stop pimping CloudCap.
It is your turn.
Now I'll take a turn. So I'm going to move. So first things first is this worker is going to jump on here to hitch a ride.
Only you're on your mechs.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting that. Well, everything's stupid. And
Everything's stupid.
I'll do that for 1.
Which happens immediately.
Mm-hmm. Tell me my story.
Oh, is it John? No,
It's you.
it's me. Oh,
It's
me.
you.
Oh, okay. Well, speaking of rivers, that town actually has a bustling little seaside. And there's a circus in town, actually. Or no, it's a caravan, actually, which has circusy looking things. But yeah, there's like plenty of like gypsies and travelers all just like hanging out at the beach. They've got like a whole bunch of goods and lots of horses. So if you like horses, there's lots of horses. And there's a cool little like steamship ferry thing that just sort of goes up and down the coast out there. And they're sitting on chests, which are totally not treasure chests. So, if you want, you can take a ride on the ferry as the wind tussles your long, flowing hair. Presumably you've let it down from under your cap.
Uh-huh.
You
This
can...
down.
Oh, it is down.
Yeah.
Okay. You can trade with the caravan for a variety of goods, horses. Or you can pillage the traveler's wares at gunpoint.
Oh.
So it would be 2 popularity if you take a ride on the ferry. It's probably cool Instagram photos. Trade with the caravan for a variety of goods. Pay $2 to gain any 3 resources. And if you pillage, pay 3 popularity to gain any 5 resources.
5 resources.
I think that's just the whole caravan.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's just not a, it's the whole thing.
Oh my god, it does say take a ride on a ferry. It's the wind tussles your long flowing hair.
It
actually says that. I thought that he was just,
You do.
I assumed it too.
I mean, it's braided right now, but
You can
I mean,
let your hair down.
let it out of the braid.
I have long hair. Do you have long hair? Do we all have long hair?
I mean, it's the war front. We all
he's-
we want.
It's a little shaggy. I think his beard is longer than his hair, Gunter.
Well, technically, beard, hair is hair.
Alright.
And to be flowing.
It's your long, luscious, flowing beard hair.
I'm going to...
Gypsy Beach Party. Says Mad Bona 1.
I'm going to trade with the caravan.
You're not going to go down in history as the lady and the tiger that robbed the entire caravan?
No. So I'm going to pay...
Changa is hungry.
Changa is not hungry. Changa and I, we ate on the way here. I don't know.
Nervously telling the gypsies, no.
No, we ate already. We're all good. Don't go behind that wagon over there. No, that horse was like that when we got here. Can I have 3 food, please?
Oh, here you go.
And you can put that away.
Go away.
Bye, gypsies.
Namely also in the chat says, when we play this, we don't read the costs that you can figure, so I guess they're doing it total, like Arabian Nights or Above and Below style.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun.
Where you kind of have to choose without
Yeah.
gaming it.
I mean, you always assume that
Yeah.
you're gaining or losing popularity for the person last, but that's cool.
That's pretty cool. The chat is talking about the spill the R's right now while Steve takes his turn.
yeah.
Oh, right!
Did you hear about the nominations?
I did.
Yeah.
So, we own 3 of the titles that were nominated. And I joked with Steve and I was like, yeah, they're the 3 that are going to win. But I don't think I'm that prolific. Or good, I think. But King Domino got nominated, which makes me super excited.
Such a fun game.
It's so good.
It's really good.
Magic Maze is supposedly super, super fun. So I have a feeling Magic Maze is going to win. But I also, El Dorado looked really interesting, and I actually ordered a copy
Oh, cool.
from Germany
Yay.
because it's not in the US yet. So hopefully our El Dorado will be showing up soon,
Smooth.
and we can do a stream of it. And we are going to borrow a copy of Magic Maze to do a stream of it, so that'll be fun.
I am upgrading.
Yay.
For anybody that is interested.
Not yet, but
I am.
soon.
So
So there's that. And then also the kids categories, we own Ice Cool. We don't own Captain something. And the other one is Mysterious Forest, which just came out in the US. We don't own any of those. I'm kind of not as interested in the Kinderspiels. But the Kinderspiels, Raiders of the North Sea, Terraforming Mars, and what was the last one?
Isn't it a legacy one?
Exit.
Oh, Exit.
Exit.
Escape the
That's
road.
right. Exit. I've heard really good things about Exit. I mean,
Yeah.
Terraforming Mars has a lot of buzz behind it.
Have you played Raiders?
I haven't. I ordered that one as well.
Cool, I'm really interested in
Oh, you did? Okay.
Well,
that
not yet, but I'm
Yeah.
going to.
Yeah.
I got to the thing where it was purchase, hit the paywall button, and I didn't quite know.
Just judging by... It feels like the things that... The stuff that wins tends to be more interesting, maybe. Like, the Exit, I think I can see it going in that direction, maybe, just because it's
More
kind
unique.
of novel or more unique.
Yeah.
Is it who's
It's your
turn?
turn.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay.
Yeah, like Magic Maze or
I'm
King
gonna
Domino.
produce
Yeah, so that's my
Tiling
hunch,
versus,
but...
like,
do two there.
simultaneous.
Can I get... Oh, I got a look way over here. Okay, cool. And then I'm going to
It's canon.
enlist.
Oh!
I'm going to enlist my upgrade one because all the cool kids are doing it. And I'll go... Actually, Enlisting that one might be a great idea early game.
Enlister.
Yeah. I'll do the upgrade. But I will do the thing that gives me 2 popularity. Sweet. And that's my turn. So we're trying to get our hands on all of the Spiel des Jahres nominees so that we can stream them. We have streamed King Domino and Terraforming Mars. I don't think we've streamed Ice Cool. We could. It would be entirely silly, but yeah.
That could be one to stream it, Jonathan.
That could be a fun one, yeah.
Did you...
I'm done.
Oh, you're done? Okay.
Yeah. So Exit is a $15, puzzly kind of game. You play it once and then you're done. I would like to stream it, but it's so... If we did that, it would just ruin... There'd be no reason to buy that version that we streamed. So I don't know if it makes sense to do that. So, yeah. It's interesting.
I'm not going to do that.
The chat is talking about Century Spice Road, which I really wanted. Century didn't actually release it. I think which kind of bummed me out. They didn't have it in time.
If I don't do the top action, I don't have to pay $1, right?
Yes, you do not have to. If
Correct.
you just
if you don't do the top action,
I'm just going to
pay
it back then. And I'll do Riverwalk.
So yeah.
I am done.
Okay.
Unless someone has mech follow.
No.
What's mech? Oh, building mechs. Got it.
Enlisting. Yeah.
Got it. I get it. Okay. I'm going to move. Oh wait, if I do that, I paid this food to enlist. It's gone. It's like, wait, I can't leave my food. Yes, I can. So I'm gonna go there. It's close to it's fine over there. Don't do that, and then I'll upgrade. So I think we all get that now.
Yeah.
No, just John and I. And then I get a coin for upgrading. Oh, I should have gotten 2 coins for enlisting because that makes sense. And then for upgrading stuff, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade. I think I'm going to upgrade... the movement one and make my mechs cheaper.
Yep.
So yeah, now it's Steve's turn.
I am going to pay 1 for 2 popularity.
Century Spice Road. I was talking about that. No pun included. Did a great review of Century Spice Road. They really, really liked it.
I'm going to deploy my underpass.
They think it deserves the Spiel des Jahres. Or they feel that it's kind of what you probably wanted Splendor to be.
Did anybody have mech follow?
Nope. No. I'm going to move.
So, yeah.
I'll move this guy here.
But let's go back to the game.
Lively chat tonight.
It's the Spiel des Jahres is a big topic. So, I'll make a playlist that's Spiel des Jahres nominees or something, and we'll do that. But hopefully, games will start arriving. Magic Maze is out of print right now, but we have, a friend with a copy that we'll borrow.
Right, I'll do that. I forgot that I can't move to... I can only move to wood or iron. So I can only move to there, right?
Oh, God.
And back, I think. Yeah.
Oh, that's your spot off your
that
island.
sucks.
One of yours is another movement thing, though. Are you lake movement?
Can I switch
It's
that?
only for workers. What are you switching?
And to move to from lakes and retreat onto adjacent lakes?
Yeah.
I guess I just moved over.
You have lake walk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which means I can move... Oh, that's like moving onto there, right?
Yeah.
Or there. Or there.
Oh, but you have to be next to it,
I do.
to move onto it, so I think I probably don't want that.
Right.
One thing I noticed when I had a similar lake ability on the Polish-inspired faction was to go through the lakes, I'd have to go to the lake. Oh, I'd submerge, right? I could go to and from any lake as if they were a tunnel. But it was just, you have to go to one, then to the other, so it's 3 movement.
Sure.
But yeah.
Well, I'll do this then.
Great.
Just to block you. That's my one movement. My second movement is going to be prepare. Then I'll spend 3 food to enlist. If anyone has any lists follows, then we can.
I need to get those follows. Then.
I'm gonna get cards. Cards. So I'm feeling a battle might be coming soon.
Did Tiffany mention you can only use as many cards as you have plastic pieces at the bottom?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay 1 to bolster, and I will put 2 on that. Then I will pay my 2 metal to build my other mech. Let's see. Oh, nice.
Oh, right. What?
Are you kidding me? I will do that.
What's that?
I can move between any village I control and the factory.
Wow.
So I don't even need to go through there anymore.
Damn. That's huge.
I just need to do some other stuff. It's all good. Cool. So,
Ice cool.
and I will not... Oh, and I get 3 money because I built a mech. Because that makes sense. And that's my turn. Okay, stupid turn.
Oof. I'm gonna move.
Oh no, Kabuki, you're getting lag?
Uh-oh.
I'm getting lag too.
Uh-oh.
It might be this shot.
Maybe
Is
go
it
back
better
to a single
if we do
camera.
a board shot?
Yeah, it looks like a bump. Oh,
Steve, take your turn.
I'm gonna do a move. So I'm gonna use underpass to move
Oh, I have slack open.
to here. Because I can move to and from a mountain I control in any tunnel.
nice.
And then for my second movement, I will move a single worker to here. Actually... Oh, I can't. Yeah, I can't move the mech again. So yeah, I will move a single worker there.
Oh wow, we were dropping a ton of frames. It kilobytes per second, right? It's like wildly.
Yeah.
Is it not running out of space? Are you?
I did not restart after I video edited. That was the other reason why I kind of stopped video editing there for a while.
Okay. Ping 2 once again to upgrade. And then I'm going to use a move to upgrade my enlist action. Okay. And then, because my turn has ended...
Oh, did he upgrade?
Oh, I upgraded. I didn't get next point though. Northern Advantage, control at least 3 tundra territories at the end of your turn.
Cool. First star of the game.
Yep. That
Okay.
is me.
I'll
Go.
deuce.
Oh, or
2 wood there.
Yeah, not sure what's happening
Food.
on the lag. Can you tell chat that we're working on it? My turn.
Your turn.
Yes. Did I not close Chrome? I just closed the Alright, we'll see.
It's better. Oh, a minute.
Alright, we'll see if that helps. I had some stuff open. I was video editing earlier and I forgot to restart the machine before I started the stream, and sometimes that causes issues because then we don't have enough memory for the stream to put its stuff. So hopefully that helps improve stuff.
Mad Bonus says it's because I don't have my laptop to cloud to laptop to laptop.
Chat is running on his laptop. We now have my laptop is just doing the streaming, and then all right.
So we're getting there.
Is it? It's my turn, yeah.
It's your turn, yeah.
Okay. I am going to move. So I'm going to move. One. I'll move this one here because I can move there. And then I will move one worker to be with her. So yeah, and I'm not upgrading.
Okay.
So Steve's turn.
I think the thing for me to do.
Yay! I'm happy. Eve's husband loves Sagrada. Sorry. Is it getting better? Chalash. I started making a spreadsheet of the games that we're going to get rid of.
Oh, yeah? Is it more than the ones on the bottom now?
Yes. But I haven't discussed them all with Steve yet.
Ooh, that was a look.
That was a blur.
It certainly was.
We've already discussed Castles of Burgundy.
I got rid of Castles of Burgundy.
We have some promos for it that I'll probably just take to Colorado to put in my mom's copy. But we have a safety net in that my mom has a copy. So. Yeah.
I think I am gonna trade. So I'm gonna pay one. Trade for two oil for 2 food.
Hopefully it doesn't spike horrible again. Okay.
And then I'm not gonna pay. Actually, I will trade for 2 metal, and then I'll do a deploy mech. Yep. And I will deploy my speed mech somewhere where there's a worker for that 2 metal. And if anybody has a mech follow, do it now. I get no money for that.
Okay. I'm going to move.
Oh no!
And then I'll move you here and you here. Done?
Okay. I too shall move, but now I can move from the village I control directly to the factory.
Whoa.
I'm gonna bring that worker with me.
I don't think you can.
Why not? Oh, right, because it's plastic. I keep forgetting that. That's so annoying. Okay. That's fine. It's fine. Alright, okay. And I get a factory card! Oh, that's one movement. And then I get another movement. Which I have to decide if I want. Yeah, I'll move that one there.
I don't think you can.
Yeah, I can. I can river walk that way.
I thought you'd have to go from...
Yeah, I can go to or from villages or food.
It doesn't have to be like you have to start and end on...
Oh, no, it's that just has to be your destination.
Your destination, because otherwise it'd be impossible. Because I don't have a food area over here. It's where you go to.
Okay.
That matters.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that instead. Right, so I moved, and I get a factory card! So I get to pick one of these fancy cards. Ah, it got worse? Okay.
Oh, the drop frames went up by another, 4,000.
I think we just have to do one camera. I don't think we can do picture-in-picture.
Yeah.
I think that's what we get. Wow.
Probably go ahead.
Yeah.
Wow. What? That's amazing. That's amazing.
What do you got?
I can pay a combat card to gain 2 popularity.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I'm gonna do 2 move. That's amazing.
No, it's I get to move 1 unit twice.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'd be perfect for Steve with his 8 cards.
We're just getting to the point where we're just gonna build a dedicated machine. It's fine. Alright, Steve, take a turn. Oh, right. Also, I get an objective. I have 1 factory card, at least 1 mech, and no more than 3 workers. Star! Thank you. And then these are done, so I don't need these anymore.
Probably throw them in the pile.
Yeah. Technically they go under. I don't know why they would go under, but yeah.
I should just produce. So, I go down yet another power.
Mm-hmm.
3 liqueur over here. Oh, I can only produce in 1 location, so I'll produce there. And then I will not build a building.
Okay.
Johnster.
I'm going to produce. So I'm going to produce 2 wood. 2 oil.
Kabuki says the chat's maybe about 5 minutes behind because it was taking so long to buffer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm going to upgrade. Gets me...
So we'll if you ask us a question, we'll get back to you in about 5 minutes.
Backwards delay? We're all in the future?
I can type to them from the future.
Yeah, we're in the future.
Yeah.
They're in the past.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to produce. So I can now actually get workers now that I've completed that stupid objective. But I don't. So I'm going to do 2 oil and a metal. And I will not enlist.
Oh, did you have upgrade?
For upgrade.
I did upgrade.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Steve turn.
Can this guy bring resources? Or just people?
Just people.
Okay.
People bring resources.
These people bring resources?
Yes. The wooden can bring wood.
All units can move any number of resource tokens, says the player.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Just looking at it.
Okay. Hey, you.
It's tricky, but I'm going to move. Oh, does my 1 hex per movement apply to my workers and everybody else?
Yes. It's for speed in general.
Okay, so I could. Oh, so then I could move 1, 2, and then 1, 2. And then for my 3rd movement, go.
John has
Here.
boats. His mechs are boats.
They are boats.
So that was my 3 movements,
Or
and
boats,
then
I suppose.
I will pay 2 LaCroix to upgrade and get a coin. And I will upgrade my production. So my enlisting is now...
You're upgrading?
Yeah, I'm upgrading.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
You're making my life so easy.
Yeah.
All good?
All good?
Alright, I'm going to trade. So $1.
Oh, that was a 3.
Yeah, so.
Oh, okay.
And trade these 2 food for 2 iron. And then I'll trade that iron for a mech.
Wow.
I'll put the mech here.
I think it's just a space issue, but the only way to fix it is to reboot the machine. Because it just needs to clear the cache, which emptying the trash won't do. I don't know how to do it otherwise.
Oh, you got 16 gig free, so yeah, I
Should be
guess
plenty.
it's not disk space, but...
I don't know then. Is it memory?
You're only using 5 gig of memory.
The CPU's maxing out.
But yeah, the CPU's at 200%. Yeah, OBS is using 200%
You're not recording
CPU.
at the same time, right?
No. We can unplug this. We could unplug the that camera. Those two cameras.
Yeah.
Well, we can unplug your player camera.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, we're not using it.
Okay.
Apparently, it's causing lots of lag.
Which one's that?
It's on the hub. It's the one that
Okay,
is...
I saw this part in Back to the Future.
It's the one that's running to John's camera.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
That.
Alright, we had dog barking, then we had that. We unplugged the player cam. We'll see if that helps. Is it my turn? My turn.
Yes.
I am going to move. And I feel like I shouldn't be where I am. I don't know, I just get this feeling that you all are going to come and murder me. So I'm going to send one person here, and my character is then going to jump back to here. Because I can do that.
Cool.
And then I'm going to upgrade.
Yay.
So John and I get stuff. And then I get a coin for upgrading. And I will upgrade my... I will upgrade my movement. And I will make mechs cheap.
You're gonna upgrade them to the max.
To the max. Okay.
I am going to produce. So, 2 LaCroix, 2 food.
Yeah, CPU's dropping down again. Apparently, it just can't handle processing 3 cameras.
Which is weird, because, well... sorry, I produced, and then I'm not building.
I'm going to build, or I'm going to bolster first, I suppose.
Yeah.
Pay that to get 2. And then I'm going to build 3 wood. I'm going to build my mine. There.
Nice. Oh yeah, the building bonus. I need to go get wood.
And
where's
I get $3
the
back.
nearest wood for me?
Not that spot that I'm on.
I mean, I could fight you for it, but I'm going to bolster to pay 1 to get 2, and then I get to pay my 1 metal to get another mech, and I will get this one. In combat, where I have at least 1 worker, I may play +1 combat card.
Wow.
So, my workers now count as people. Something like that. So I'll put that one there.
Okay.
And then I get 3 coins for building a mech. And if anyone has a mech action, do it. Mech follow. Get it. Alright.
My turn?
Yes. Yeah. Oh! Fun fact for the streamies. So I went back and I started editing the Essen vlog that I haven't finished yet.
But I'm going to...
Yeah, have you been spending your combat when you produce?
I have, just not last time.
That'd be a lot higher.
But we're gonna split the last Essen vlog into 2 parts because it's 22 minutes long, and then I realized we had like another 6 hours of us vlogging and being conscious, and I was like, I'm just not gonna do that.
Okay, I am gonna move. Okay, so I'm gonna move this worker to there, this mech to there, and this mech to there. Okay.
Can you just move to mountains?
I have +1 movement.
Oh, right. But you moved over a lake.
Through the factory.
Okay.
And then, so that was my movement, and then I will pay...
I feel like you're coming at me, bro.
And then I will pay 2 LaCroix to upgrade. Which gives everybody more power, and gives me a coin.
You know, you're making it easy.
Really
And then I'm going to do second combat to make that cheaper. Yeah. And then it is the end of my turn, so higher ground advantage, control at least 3 mountain territories at the end of your turn.
Wow.
So I will get my second star.
There we go. The real reason.
But, I mean, I'm not coming at you. I just want you to know that. I just wanted my bonus.
Mad Bono 1, we're all drinking LaCroix. Yep.
I'm gonna move.
I'm bummed. The lag is better. Tell them the lag is better in the future. Just...
Do
Let's
1,
try and do
2.
this. We'll see if it bombs again.
We'll do 3. So
The CPU is spiking like crazy. Look at that. It can't handle compositing this camera with another.
I'm attacking you.
Me?
You.
Yeah, it can't handle the new camera.
I guess if you want to be thematic.
Oh. Right. You can have yours. Ready? Oh.
Oh.
Hold on, I got.
Steve enlisted.
I enlisted under the table.
Yeah.
All right.
Doesn't like the new
No
camera.
power.
I thought so, but just to be safe.
Doesn't like the new
I
camera.
lose 1. And you go away.
Yeah, it drops drastically when I don't use it.
So this goes back here,
I
right?
don't even think it has something to do with using 2 cameras. I think it has to do with that camera. Because if I go to just that camera by itself.
This goes back to your home.
Yeah,
Yes.
it goes back.
And that was my second movement. My third movement is going to be here. And then it's the end of my turn. I control 5 territories around the lake.
Very nice.
Where's that go? Oh, right there.
Okay. I was just playing space. So.
Didn't you already do it?
No.
No. Oh,
Steve did twice.
Oh, is that your power?
And
Got
no
it.
limit to number of stars I can place from completing objectives and winning combat. Oh, and then you got your star from combat? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Done.
Well.
Oh, and I have an encounter too.
That would be a good puppy cam right now.
Playing outside. Encounter.
Storyteller.
Gimme. That's not encounters.
There you go.
Thanks. Alright. Interesting. So you are out walking with your water buffalo, as
So,
you
yeah.
do,
Yeah.
through, the far reaches of territory that, you
Yeah.
maybe haven't been to in a while. And you're walking through some farmland, and in the distance you see a mech. And as you get closer, you realize it's up on scaffolding. So it's under construction.
Mhm.
And you get close enough, and you find there's a farmer working on this mech, and he built it himself
Mm.
from pieces that he's like collected from scraps and like things like that.
Oh, this poor farmer.
So you can help him. He's anxious because he's missing a part.
Yeah.
And he really wants to help. He wants to finish this mech so he can protect his farm. So you can help him by finding the missing part. So you would gain $2 in 1 popularity.
Sure.
You can con him into selling you some scrap metal for under market value. So you pay $2 and gain 4 metal.
Ooh.
Or you can steal the mech when it's ready, paying 3 popularity to deploy 1 mech.
I'm gonna do 4 metal, because then I can get 2 mechs out.
Yeah, pay 2 money to gain 4 metal. Thank you. Maybe not. This would be I give up trying.
Well, no, I mean, the CPU is hanging out at 100, but...
I'm going to produce. And I can produce on 3 spots, so I'm going to produce a LaCroix, I'm going to produce a metal, and I'm going to produce a person. Yeah.
Kabuki Kid says my live play of Deep Space D6 is on the new Kickstarter, which I think just went up this week.
Oh, wow, that's really
Cool.
funny. That's awesome.
Thanks for
woohoo!
mentioning. That's exciting.
Is more Subway Yoga, not in the Essen vlogs. Wow, that is really delayed.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it was my turn again?
Yeah.
Did you do a bonus action? No, you didn't.
No, I did not. I don't have food. We run off of metal.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I'm going to pay money to bolster.
Okay.
So I get 3 combat power. And then I'm going to pay 1 food to enlist.
Okay.
Which gets me 3 money. And I can enlist somebody. I'm going to do build. I'll enlist my builder, and I will gain 2 popularity.
Okay.
Cool. I'm going to...
Will we be available to take orders from Essen this year? No. So I'm editing the 4th Essen vlog, and you can see me getting sick. Like, I didn't realize it at the time that I was getting sick, but I get really sick. It hits me like a freight truck. I get a fever on the plane ride home. Like, it's really bad. And it's partially because we just did way too much last year. So, this year, we're just cutting it. We're still going to do too much, but it's not going to be way too much. I am going to bolster, so paying 1 to gain 2. I hit the military bonus. And then I can deploy my last mech, which gives me the,
Mech bonus?
yeah, so I get the mech bonus as well. And I get 3 coins.
Very
I
nice.
like this turning 1 coin into 3 coins. It's really nice.
Does the factory have to be your character, or can it be a mech or a worker?
Has to be.
It has to be your character. Yeah. That's my turn.
What's the bottom action for you?
Mech.
Mech. Right, that's good to do that. Okay. I'm going to move.
Drive by habit. CPUs are sitting at 100.
Okay, so I'm going to move
We can shut down the
my character to the factory. Does the factory happen instantly or at the end of my turn? assume it's at the end of the move action. But
It's at the end of the action. Technically, encounters with the two.
And then I'm going to move a worker. I'm going to move a mech to here, and then come out here.
Oh, I had to spell that.
2 movement, and then going by Tundra. I'm going to move this guy to here.
Wow.
Okay.
There are 2 wood depots next to me, and you jerks are on both of them, even though there's wood right next to your territory.
Nice
There's 2 pieces of wood
Yeah.
right next to your
I got
territory.
a wood like
Do you want to pay me to not go to this wood?
I just want you to not go there, because otherwise I'm going to have to chase you off. I'm not going to give you anything for that. You have 2 wood things near you.
Wow.
It worked.
It
I'll
totally
just do
worked.
that.
That's legal in this game, by the way. You can do any negotiating you want, even though
That
that
was-
wasn't
That was more
technically...
threatening than
That was
negotiating.
threatening, but it's yeah, sometimes negotiations are just threats.
But then I'm going to pay 2 oil to do an upgrade, giving everybody more power.
Yay. Just me. But that's your last upgrade, isn't it?
That is my last upgrade. So
Yay! I don't know what we're gonna do with the new Abbey Roads.
Don't forget your...
I might
right.
sell some t-shirts.
I'm going to trade.
We still have a bunch of t-shirts from the old stuff, so, like, a lot. We have a lot of t-shirts. So I need to sell those, but maybe I'll bring some to Origins to sell, if people want them.
I'm going to build a mech. I'll do... this one.
You took that wood threat seriously.
I did.
I'm gonna move. So this one's going to move here because I no longer need metal. And then so that's 1 movement, and then 2 movement, and then these 2 are gonna hop aboard and go 3 movement. So yeah. And then I can't upgrade yet. That sucks. I wanted to upgrade. Damn it!
I'm going to do this one.
What'd you get?
Laser on legs. Pay a combat card to get 3 money, and then do a double move,
Nice.
which is
Lag spiked. Oh. I think that's from when I tried to do oh, no, we're dropping again.
Scam.
Oh yeah, those drop frames. Is it maybe when you switch back to this camera?
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's this camera.
Do we want to repurpose John's cam as the tripod cam?
Not this stream.
Okay. We'll just leave it on the board.
You can tell them that the new camera is causing a lot of lag issues. Sorry.
That's the new camera right there.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
I'll have to look into it, but apparently... I mean, we could do buffering on it, but if you do buffering on it, then it's gonna... Everything's gonna get kind of messed up. So... I don't know.
Yeah, I was worried because it was a
Is
4K
it
camera,
actually?
but I thought it would scale down. Sorry, I finished. So,
Finished, okay.
I moved and then
And then you got your factory.
yeah, I got my factory and I upgraded my last upgrade. Yeah, so it's your turn.
Is Gina...
I'm going to pay a buck to bolster. And I'm going to build. If anyone has build.
I do. I gain a popularity.
You didn't get though. But that requires...
And then I'm going to build my thing there. And then I get $3.
Okay. I'm going to produce. So I'm going to produce 2 food there. I can produce on 3 spots. And then a La Croix. And then I'm going to make another person! Also, I spend a thing now
Yep.
when I produce, which is fine.
We have plenty.
Yeah, I hit it already. And I don't do the enlist action because I don't have that. And now it's Tuesday. Hi, Ichi.
Let's do my awesome action thing. Then pay a combat card to gain 3 money. This 3 money. And then I can do a double move, which is now a triple move.
Wow.
So I go 1, 2, because +1 speed on that.
Yeah.
That's what the rule said.
It doesn't make it a triple move.
Or you move one thing up to 3 speed.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
Because it would seem that increases your speed, so that makes you move twice, so you would move 4.
The rule said it was just +1, but you can look it up.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, which gets me
An
an encounter.
In the frozen tundra, you stumble upon a oil field. And surrounding the oil field are a lovely herd of reindeer.
Oh.
Yeah. There's bells in their antlers. There's a jingle in their step. The holidays are approaching. So you can pet the reindeer and flirt with the locals at the refinery.
Yeah.
You could stock up on oil for the journey ahead. Or, sad day, convince the soldiers that reindeer aren't real. So you can gain $2 and 1 popularity.
Didn't you convince the soldiers already that cows
I
had...
did.
Yeah.
I did.
Mhm.
It's
Pay $2 to gain 4 oil, or pay 2 popularity to enlist 1 recruit.
Night, David.
$2 for a popularity,
$2
$2 for 4 oil, or 2 popularity for 1 recruit.
Oh, jeez. I'm gonna do the. What was it? $2 for. What was the first one?
$2 for 1 popularity.
Yeah, $2 for 1 popularity. That was flirt with the locals.
Flirt with the locals.
Yep.
Okay.
You're done?
So that was my bottom action on the move card. Because I've been getting buffering every few seconds on the overhead camera.
They're back in time, so it's from the. It drops occasionally, but it's pretty steady. Does she want to? I think that's her. I want to.
Yeah.
I'm going to produce.
Even Ichi knows it's that. Yeah.
I get 3 oil. And food. And 1 wood. And I'll spend 3 of that oil to get.
Oof! Speedy Gonzalez ran in. Grab your Chewy.
I will.
To the dogs.
Okay.
Okay.
You get a
Oh, yay!
upgrade bonus.
What was the thing you did? Oh,
Upgrade.
upgrade. The thing that.
Okay. I'm going to move. So this mech's going to take these 2 to the wood.
Yay, wood.
Yeah, you get that wood. And then, I really need to move. I guess this mech will move there. Because I don't need metal anymore. And Then I will do the upgrade. So John gets something.
Yay.
And I get a coin. And I get to upgrade something. And I will upgrade this one to make enlisted.
But John, when did you build your mill?
When?
Yeah.
Was
Was it a while ago?
a couple turns ago?
Okay. I think I hadn't gotten that yet, maybe.
Oh, go and get it. I think it was 2 turns ago.
Okay, yeah, I think. Because I think, yeah, when I got it, you had only built your mine. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Oh.
Cool. My turn?
Mhm.
Oh, I was like, where's my pawn? I'm going to bolster again. So pay 1,
Definitely know why they had 2 characters.
3.
That can 2
And
characters
then
that
pay
can
1
links,
food.
'cause, like 5 players. This is
Yeah, you definitely need that. And then pay my 1 food to do an enlist. I think I will do. John's done some upgrading.
I'm almost. I mean, John and I are both almost fully upgraded.
Yeah,
I've got
but
3 left.
We got 2.
The mechs don't mix in, so I only have 1 mech left.
yeah, that's free power. So I'm going to enlist this, but I'm going to put it on 2 more power.
Cool.
And that was my enlist, and I get 3 more money.
Nice. I'm going to trade. Spend $1.
And then if anybody had a follow on the enlist, yeah, I did that.
And I will trade this oil.
LaCroix?
The coil for wood. And I'll build my last mech. I'll build it there. And that gives me the mech boss.
I'm going to do a produce, paying a combat. I'm going to produce 2 food here. Need 1 more food. And a coil. And 2 wood there. And then I am going to enlist. So I'm going to pay 2 of that food to enlist a person, which gets me a combat card, right? Because I'm doing that now.
Yep.
And then I'm going to do one that gets me 2 more combat cards.
Cool.
Sweet. And that's my turn.
Okay.
You got it lags when we do stuff in the future. It affects the past. It doesn't have anything to do with.
Well, no, it's when we change camera, it'll...
Here,
Yeah.
it affects their past,
Yeah.
our past, their present. So it lags when we do something here that causes buffering. It causes them to lag. So he was lagging when she was lagging when we were on a camera that normally doesn't lag for us, but it was because when we were lagging was when we were on a camera that causes lag.
Yeah, but that causes lag in what's actually being processed and sent up. So, like,
Yes. But so what she sees
Mm-hmm.
has nothing to do with what is causing the lag. The camera that she sees is not the camera that caused the lag, necessarily.
I don't think that's how it would work.
Yeah, because they're so far in the past that's what happens. Because what happens is YouTube stops the stream when it stops receiving information, which is why if we shut down the stream now, it will end now for them, even though we've done 5 minutes more content.
Got it.
That's why we have to wait at the end.
At the end, we're going to have to wait like 5 minutes before we shut it down.
Okay.
But that's why when we do something here that causes lag, it causes lag immediately for them, regardless if it's not retroactive.
Of YouTube.
The audio issues that we were having a couple weeks ago, that was something that was caused. That one was a direct correspondence. Because it was due to the processing on the computer and not the sending of the bits.
I'm going to do a move.
Okay.
I'm going to move one worker back through my underpass. Actually, no. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to move this worker through my underpass. And then I'm going to move both of these into here.
Ooh.
Oh, we're doing that now, are we?
Yep, we're doing that.
Even after I warned you. Just so you remember, I get to play an additional combat card for my workers.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Is that for each worker?
Nope. But we're playing the same number of combat cards. Just FYI.
You gonna play 2 combat cards too?
He's got 2 pieces of plastic.
Oh, right.
I'm doing 6 plus another 7.
Wow.
I'm doing 7 plus 8.
Wow.
Whoa.
You really want that spot?
G1.
Well, you're never going to get the military bonus star. So you win it.
So you lose 6.
I
you
lose 7, and I lose these 2 cards.
You both lose your cards, right?
Yes.
But you lose a popularity
Per worker.
per worker.
Yep, so he loses 2 popularity.
But you get a star.
And
Yep.
these go back.
But I get that 2 wood. Thank you for mining it.
Are you done?
That was my top of my move, but then I will not upgrade.
Okay.
I'm out of that.
I'm going to pay to bolster. I'm going to move up 2, which gives me this star.
Nice.
Then I will pay 3 wood to put out my monument.
That gains me a popularity.
Alright, I'm
And
going...
$3.
Nice.
I'll produce again. To get 2 food, which I'm gonna... Whatever, I'll do that. I'm gonna use it for enlisting. I don't have a worker on that people spot, so... Actually... I won't produce. I will move. So, I will move this mech with these 2 workers to here.
Okay.
Oof. Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff.
Well, you can thank Steve for that one. Then I will move this guy to the factory, because I can. I don't lose anything for losing the combat. I just make you spend cards.
Yep. And you lose the resources.
What resources?
The 2 wood that I got.
I'm not talking about that, am I? Talking about being on the factory.
Oh,
If somebody comes at me, bro, I don't lose anything from being in the combat.
You just go back to home.
Okay. I have one more movement, but I don't want to move anywhere. I'll move. Do you river walk? What do you river walk?
Me?
Now I'm nervous.
Oil or wood? I mean, steel or wood.
I was going to say oil. That's exactly where I don't want you to go. Alright, whatever. I will leave that mech here. Okay. That's my turn, but I can't upgrade, which makes me sad. It's your turn. Dun dun dun!
I will produce. So 2 food. Oh, my last power.
Does combat happen immediately or end of your turn?
Technically ended movement.
So I can move a bunch of things onto one X?
Yeah. Which is what I did when I moved those 2 today. And then 2 metal. But because, or I guess when you have 3 moves, you can then move 3 in. And then just 1 would. That was produce. And then I will use 2 wood to build. I will build a monument to my fantasticness. With the 2 wood, which gives me a popularity and 2 money.
It's so funny because it says 26% CPU, but then the computer's like, no, that's 100%.
Yeah.
Could have to do with number of cores or whatever. I know it goes up to 200%, but oh no, it matches. User 25.57% because that's divided on CPUs or something. What was I going to say? Oh, for the line, it probably has to not be connected. It has to not have rivers in the way, would be my guess. But
we said at the beginning of the game that it could have rivers in the way.
This line?
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise it'd be really hard.
Yeah, we said at the beginning of the game that you could have rivers.
Oh,
You
okay.
said that, as a matter of fact.
oh, I just meant not in a. I was saying just not in a completely straight line.
Oh.
I was saying.
Can we Google it?
Yeah, we should look it up.
Because then I...
We
Wouldn't be
yeah,
straight.
at the beginning we said that you could have it. They just have to be adjacent, not in a line. And rivers didn't break adjacency.
I was only talking about whether or not they were in a perfect line or not.
You can't do a perfect line. That is.
That's what I was saying. It would have to be. You'd have to be able to go over like around corners, kind of.
Structured bonus. Number of structures in a row. Any continuous straight line is fine. Only count the longest row of structures you have. Rivers do not break continuity.
So it has to be a straight line.
Continuous straight line. So I messed up here then.
Well, you only messed up because of how we decided that it would be played at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Which we all did agree with you.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with
Yeah,
this
I'm fine
game.
with it just being contiguous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it my turn?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going to keep switching cameras, maybe. I don't know. Kabuki is complaining about lag, but we definitely spike in CPUs when we go to this camera. So,
Move.
I don't know.
I'll move. Oops. Let's do 1, which gets me an encounter, please.
I have not gotten enough of those. Oh, this one. Okay. So, you are out walking your bear. Your water bison has turned into a bear.
Perfect.
Okay. You're out walking through a snowy field with your bear, like you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, on Tuesdays, just
Yeah.
what you do.
Yeah.
And in the distance, you see another bear.
Oh, shit.
And it has 2 people with it.
Oh.
And it has like a saddle and stuff. So
Oh.
you know it's a trained bear.
Okay.
And it's a polar bear.
Oh.
Yeah. So do you let the bears frolic in the snow together?
Aww.
Like giant puppies?
Yeah.
Do you start a bear cavalry by enlisting the animal?
Damn.
Or do you have a bear meat sandwich for lunch?
Really?
Yeah.
$3 to enlist 1 recruit. $2 for popularity. Let's do. I need the food. Guess I could do the popularity. I'm gonna do $2 for popularity. So that was my first of 3 movements.
You made me change that last week.
My second movement is there. And my third movement is... there.
Basically, is only happy when it's at like 26 or below CPU.
Okay, done.
I'm going to produce that time that I said I was going to, and then didn't. I'm doing it now. These two are going to have babies with 2 other people.
Ooh, losing
In the
popularity
town.
now.
Only if I do it.
Sure.
It doesn't count for this time. Because I just revealed them.
Yes.
And then I will enlist. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Which gives me a card. And I also get to pick who I'm enlisting. I mean, the building one is probably the most helpful. So I'll do the building one and I get 2 money. Oh, and enlisting also gets me 2 money. So I am getting 4 money for that. So I'll just make change. Okay. Yes, that
Cool.
is everything.
Second money. Are those 5s?
No. Are those 5s?
My 3s?
Yeah. I did get $3 for every
Bolster?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, pay $1. 3 power. 1 popularity. And then I will enlist, so pay a food to gain 3 money back.
Yay, he enlisted. I get a card.
There's a wealth of cards up here I'm not using.
And then from my enlist, I will I'll actually do the mech one, so I get a coin.
Cool.
It
And
helps
then
when
I
you're-
will gain 2 combat cards.
Kabuki, it helps when you report loud
We've
because we're
both-
not paying attention.
We have no mechs left.
Hmm?
So we have no...
Oh, I
But there's
still
a
have 2.
bonus.
Oh, you have 2 though. Nice.
And there's a bonus. You get a star for getting all your enlisted dudes out.
I'm going to produce. So I lose a military strength. I'm gonna do 2 here, 1 there, and 1 there. And does this always produce?
Mm-hmm. The windmill, not the
Yeah.
square.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, done.
Okay. I am going to produce again. Which costs 1 popularity for me. Red. Thank you.
Okay.
And I have another baby, and I get 2 more food, and I get another liqueur.
Oh, I think I moved you up. But that's fine.
I have another liqueur. Okay, and then I'm going to enlist again to get another combat card to get 2 more money, and I also have now enlisted all of my dudes,
Star.
and I made all of my people
Double star.
double star.
Uh-oh.
I have 1 star
So you have people and... What was the other one? Oh, enlist.
enlist. Yeah. Let's do check.
You have 1 thing left, which you could do your next round. So the game could be over in 1 more round.
Because it does end immediately.
Yes.
I can't do it next round.
Yeah, you could.
How?
I'm not gonna tell you.
You can't upgrade more than once.
Oh, you have 2 upgrades. Sorry.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, I could, or I could fight someone
Or you can
and
fight
win
someone.
You could do 2
with
combats.
all of these combat cards I've been buying. could end it all. Uh, I don't know. I feel like it's probably a memory thing. Also, I put my hair up in a very silly way.
That might be causing it.
It might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay money.
Dun dun dun
Get
dun.
2 popularity.
So close. Nice.
And then
I wish you
pay
could do more, because I would just
2
like...
pay 2 metal to give
Can't you
me.
do that?
You can't do more than once. Like, I couldn't pay 3 cards, and then...
But your special power is you can just camp out on it, right?
Yeah, no, I get that.
I'm gonna get my disarm, and I'm gonna put it
I get a money,
here.
because Steve deployed.
And I also get a money.
Cool. Good?
Yep.
I'm going to pay a buck to bolster. Actually, no. In order to get the heart, I still need to pay $1, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you have
Okay.
to activate the top action.
And then I will build a building. Should be that. It's for $3. And you get a heart.
Yay, yep.
Did you explain how the scoring works?
Not yet, no.
Okay, that might be important for John to know.
I know.
John knows,
Oh,
he's
okay.
played.
All right, you played.
Then.
Okay.
Oh, and I get a heart. Or star.
Nice.
So he too has 1 star.
It is true.
From Max.
From houses.
Oh, houses. Nice.
Spent that. Okay. I'm going to do that one
Makes sense.
to pay one of my combat cards to move up 2 popularity.
Mhm.
And then I get to move 1 unit twice.
Yep.
So,
Well, up to 3 because you have the 1 speed.
so I'm gonna do that.
Nice. Makes sense. So you lose 5 popularity?
If you come at me, bro.
Wow. Cool.
So yeah,
That's it?
that's my turn.
Okay, my turn.
Mhm.
I'm going to bolster again. Pay a coin. Bolster 3. Gain a popularity.
Wow.
Pay that last food.
Yep.
2 enlist.
Yep.
And I will get $2.
And a star.
Yep.
I'm going to...
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, by the way, my crazy thing is I moved a whole bunch of stuff to the back.
I'll get a thing, not that it matters. That's it.
Oh, I got a combat card too.
Oh, did you do some a list?
I enlisted, sorry if anybody
Yep.
enlist follows. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to move, which I'm gonna put 1 worker on this one, move that one, and then I'm gonna put him on this one to move him to here.
Wow.
And then I'm going to upgrade to do that to there. And that's, oh, and I get a money for upgrading. Ah. And if anybody did an upgrade, follow. Which everybody got. I got you.
Yeah.
And John's at max. Okay.
Max.
Steve turn.
I'm gonna move. So, I will move. Let's see. I have. I'll move one. One there. One there. And then one there. So it's my 3 moves. And then I will not upgrade.
Okay.
John's turn.
Also move. I'll do there. And then I will pay 2 food to enlist. And I'll get $2.
Okay. I'm going to trade this 1 food for an oil. I'm paying a coin. And I can't build, so, whatever. It's your turn. Because somebody took my wood that I worked really hard on. Wood that I worked really hard on.
Oh, I didn't do my encounter.
It's getting tense. So, you didn't.
That would have been last turn, so that's why I did that.
So you leave a dark forest, and suddenly light shines on your face, and there in front of you is a beautiful apple orchard. And standing in the orchard is a mech.
I mean,
Of course.
Of course.
With guns protecting the orchard. But that lady with the reindeer is back with the dog. Wait, is that the reindeer one?
Yeah.
No, the one with the cows.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the lady with the cows is there with the dog,
Mm-hmm.
and she's yelling at the mech.
Apparently the mech thinks that the cows are coded messages from the enemy.
Yeah, she's waving the red stick at them. So you have an option to pick fruit for the lady and keep a few for yourself. Pay the lady to supply your empire with her apples, or banish the lady from her family's land. So you can gain 2 food and 1 popularity, pay $2 to gain 1 worker and 3 food, or pay 2 popularity to build 1 structure.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's a tough choice.
That is a tough choice. 1 worker and 3 food. I think I'm gonna gain the 2 food and the popularity. I can't banish her.
Yeah. So 1 popularity?
Yep.
2 food. Are you all done?
Yeah, that's so we're
I'm gonna produce. We'll do 2 oil. And let's go ahead and do 2 food. And then I'll spend that 3 oil to upgrade. Woo! Upgrade
Upgrade your upgrader.
Upgrade my upgrader.
Okay.
darn. I think I missed building follows, but I'm not sure. I'll just
I haven't built anything.
I
You
built though,
that you built the other 2.
so you get another one.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Steve has so much popularity.
He really does. You're
Alright.
such a likable,
I'm moving.
fun guy.
So nobody took the bait, which is fine. It's fine. To come at me, bro. So this one's gonna pick up this group of people and move here again.
Okay.
So that's 1, 2. Actually, 2. Sorry. Boop. And then I'll do
So you go back here.
3. No, he goes here.
Okay.
And then I upgrade, causing the end of the game.
There you go.
So I get a coin, and I upgrade my last upgrade. So my last star goes out. And that's the end of the
Yay!
game! Okay, so now we do scoring. Okay, so the way that this works is, so money is the victory condition. The way that we get money is the money that we've collected throughout the game, and then we're going to get money based on our popularity and other things that we control or own in the game. So
It's just these 3 things, right?
So,
Let's do it.
I'm going to make some change really fast.
Swap out for 5, and then I'll go to 20.
Whew.
Wow, I have 13.
I have 26. Alright, going into this. So, Steve's probably going to win. But,
Yep.
so first things first, the number of stars, so where you are on the popularity track, if somebody could point to that, corresponds to which section or how many coins you get per a thing. So, for example, John and I, we each will get 4 coins per star that we have in the top. So, I have all 6 of my stars out, so I will get 24 bucks. I got it.
I'm going to get 20.
And then I will get 25, right? Because I have 5 stars and 25.
So Steve is higher on the popularity track, so he's probably going to do much better.
So I'm going to get 5 per star.
So then the next one is the number of territories that you have control. So that means that like you're basically anything that is one of your pieces. So a building would take control. So Steve's pretty well spread. He's going to get 4 points per.
But I only have 6, so 24 again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to get 18 on that.
Did you count the factory?
Oh yeah,
3?
the factory counts as 3. I forgot that.
I think we might have forgotten that last night, too.
No, I didn't.
We didn't.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because the factory spot counts as 3, which is why I jumped in there and camped it.
Yep.
So
I was
8
going to attack you on
times,
my turn, but you
8
ended it.
times 3 is 24. I knew you were coming at me.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that... It was very clear you weren't aware of how close it was to ending.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last section is resources. So for every 2 resources you get whatever amount of money is on your popularity track. So I have 2 resources, one of which I stole from John.
Yep.
So I'm going to get $2 because that's where I am on that board.
And then I have 4. I have the 2 food, oil, and a wood.
So
I get 6.
And then the building bonus.
Oh yes, which I didn't do at all.
I
So.
have 4 in a row, which is only 9.
That's still good. And then I only have 1 in a row, so I get 2.
So, the building bonus card, we interpreted incorrectly for this game. We didn't read the rules, but at the beginning of the game, we decided that you didn't need to have them in a straight line. It just needed to be adjacent. So that's how John built his buildings. So technically, John would only get 2 points.
Yep.
Sorry, he would get $4 for his 2 adjacent or in-line buildings. Steve has 2 buildings?
Just 1.
Just 1. Okay. So, but we're asterisk gaming this one to say John got all 4. So, yeah. And then we count up how much money we have, and that's the score. So, on that note...
Swap that for a 5.
Da-da-da.
77?
77.
76.
76!
Oh! This is too close!
Wow.
So,
Wait, what did you get? 76?
I got 76.
Ah!
so had I not gotten the
I
two,
told you Steve was gonna win.
Wow.
had I not gotten the 2 food from the encounter, that 2 food was 3 points.
Yep.
3 coins.
Wow.
So you 2 would have tied for the victory had I not
And what's
cheated.
the tiebreaker?
There's a
there's a
list.
chart. There's a whole chart.
But we should figure out first, second,
Yeah,
and third.
we'll do it.
It's basically
Game end and scoring.
Oh,
Declaring the winner.
I don't
Kabuki
care.
Kid.
If multiple players have the same total, use the following tiebreakers in order. Number of workers, mechs, and structures.
So
Right.
number of workers. I have
Mechs.
all my workers.
Workers,
all my
mechs, and structures.
So
get
Kabuki
it.
Kid, you're continuing to
'Cause
get
I have all
buffering.
well,
Yeah,
You
because I
have-
have 3 workers, but I have 4 structures.
yeah, so you
So
get
I'll
it.
get that.
Yep.
Kabuki Kid, it's 9:45 p.m. right now, so type it in chat. Well, it doesn't matter, but...
Steve's trying to figure out a lag thing.
Oh, I just heard 9:46, so...
Either way, I lost, even though I triggered
That was an
the
incredible close game.
game. But yeah, Steve and I played last night.
Oh, what was the
and it was pretty
tiebreaker?
close as
What
well.
was the first one?
Number of deployed stuff out on the board.
Mm.
So mechs, buildings, and workers.
And he has one more
I
building.
have 1 more building.
Well, he just has one more, period. But yeah.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
That was good.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's fun when stuff is close like that.
But we did see the chat after they had typed, so it's been a while. So yeah, that's Scythe. I am really sorry about the horrible lag that is happening. But it's really pretty when you're done. I mean, it's the art and the world building in this game is very well done. I mean, there's a reason why Jamie credited it on the box. Like, it's super involved in the art that transpires and just seeps into literally everything.
Right.
The encounter cards and all that kind of stuff really ties into it.
The non-randomized map, because a lot of these types of games tend to do, like, build your own maps. Just aesthetically, it looks really great, and also all the starting things are, like...
It's very balanced.
Definitely balanced. So it's not like, oh, I drew the crap tile, my game is off.
I'm not sure that some of the board combos are necessarily balanced, because I have read online that there are some board combos that you can get with certain factions that just sets you up for victory.
That makes sense.
So... I mean, I don't know how true that is, but I have heard that. Like, I was kind of screwed on this one because, like, I could get wood if I had, like, gotten Riverwalk and then I had to walk all the way to it, but John beat me it. So it basically was pointless for me to ever try and build buildings. So, you know, there's that.
Because you were far from wood, but then you would have needed wood
I needed a lot of wood to do it, and I was far from wood, so it's kind of, But,
well, I also had the same. I had to upgrade mine down to 2, and then John, you started at 3, I think.
I started at 3. I could have gone down to 1, but I didn't put anything there.
Yeah, and I
but you started with wood, so you were set up earlier.
Though I didn't produce any wood on my home tile.
Yeah. One thing though I do like about that is there could be some unbalanced combos, but it does mean that we are doing different strategies based on like where we started and what we drew, which is neat because it's not just race to the same thing.
And there's lots of strategies. It doesn't matter. No, those are the lids. The money goes in a bag, and then those go on the resource pots. So yeah, there's a lot going on inside. There's a lot of strategies and a lot of approaches to do a lot of stuff. When this first came out, and I was looking at it, I kind of just wrote it off as dudes on a map. Mm-hmm. It's more than dudes on a map, but it is still dudes on a map.
Did it culture dudes on a map?
There's so much. There's like I was saying earlier, it's a hot pot of Stegmeyer games. If you've ever played any of his games, and then you also have like the Stegmeyer always goes really high with his quality component, or his component quality and his art quality. And this game is no exception. And then with the Kickstarter kind of blew up, and so it all was just like insane upgrades left and right.
And then plus you could even upgrade it beyond. So like from the base version, you could get the the metal coins and the extra board,
right? Upgraded resources. So
you could kind of go. Sky was the limit.
Yep.
I guess for how far you want to go. Oh, we should show the other side of the board before the stream ends. No?
Nah, it's just bigger. It's
just
the other side of the board is just a zoomed in map, so that it's easier if you have more people playing. But you have to buy an additional board to finish it. So
yeah, it's basically it brings it to about like here.
Yeah.
Or so.
It's just the same. It's the same exact art. It's just slightly bigger.
Right. Yeah, the hexes are 50% bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not really worth showing. I feel they can picture bigger. So yeah. Thoughts about this game that everybody seems to love.
I liked it more than I thought. I wasn't expecting to like it as much.
The multipliers go with.
I liked it better the second time. Is a lot. Well, it seemed quicker with more people. I think it probably ended up being longer with more people. But
yeah, probably.
Going on 2 hours with teaching.
Yeah.
Well, actually, 2 hour playtime.
That's pretty quick.
But it's I mean, for my 2 and 4 quarter something 3/4 game. I like it more than the first time I played it, but it's definitely one of those games where like you have to put in the mental. You have to come into it with the idea that there's lots of ways to win, and that or there's lots of ways to play, and that what you do might not be the best choice.
Right.
Slash, with a lot of games, there's like a very clear path, and how this game randomizes the player boards with the action boards and stuff like that, and like the the never changing thing of your opponent. It kind of makes it makes every game different in different ways. So yeah, there's a solo variant as well if you're into solo.
Which apparently there's an automatic
There's an
other player
or Automa, they call it.
So there was a thread on Board Game Geek just talking about the person that designed it, and they did lots of rounds of playtesting and just kept stripping out the parts in the solo that were tripping people up. So
just go with
All the big cards.
So it's apparently pretty streamlined. I haven't tried it, but I kind of want to try it solo before we return it.
Returning it tomorrow morning, so...
Yep, I gotta get on that.
Tomorrow when I go to work.
But one thing I do enjoy about solo games is when there are lots of paths and you kind of have the time to sort of pick and choose what you want to do. So I can actually see that being enjoyable with this, depending on how the Automa works.
Right.
Yeah. The insert, I'm just going to show that. The insert, they include like vacuum molded plastic trays for the mechs and characters, which is a nice...
Yeah, because it's not just like, screw you, have everything run around the box. So if we...
Well, it's a Stegmeyer.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of one of those things where, like, at this point, just you gotta expect it from his games, and people do expect it, and so he delivers. So, well, it's kind of a nice...
I wonder if you had these painted, if they would hold up to going in and out of the insert.
I mean, if you sealed them.
Yeah.
I know some people that painted theirs. But... I mean, I would like to hate this game. I can't hate this game. Do I like this game?
I
wouldn't need to own this game.
Yeah, I don't feel a need to own this game. I don't feel a need to... I mean, it's definitely now my relationship with it is if this is at a con and somebody wants to play this, I would play this. I don't know if
you wouldn't pull it out for.
We wouldn't pull it out. I wouldn't be like, hey Steve, let's play Scythe tonight.
The funny thing is, it actually played pretty tight, and it was pretty enjoyable with two players. Like, it didn't seem to have a steamroller problem.
The rules have the layout of how it all goes back in. Because
no, but one thing that was nice is...
We need to make sure we get everything back in.
So one thing that was nice was the fact that it didn't seem to reward, like, steamrolling, taking control of territory.
They want that back.
It didn't seem to, like... reward, steamrolling, taking control of territory, blocking other people off.
Sure.
Like, it was very much go in, get something, get the resources, whatever, get out. And it wasn't just like, I win when I knock you out of the game. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
So it seemed kind of balanced and stable.
Yeah.
With multiple players, and especially just with 2 or 3. Like, I liked it at that player count.
And there's really only one really valuable spot on the board, right?
Yeah.
The factory.
And everything else is just kind of, you can kind of make it work.
Yep.
It must be on a player aid. Which we need all that up here anyway.
And because these aren't randomized, like, I'm sure they make sure that... what are you looking for?
How crap goes back in the box.
This is the solo.
Oh my goodness.
Is it on the box? Here it is.
Oh, it's on the box. Because that would be smart. This is not how this is laid out at all. What? Okay, we don't have the insert that is depicted in this game. That's annoying. That one is annoying. I was all, like, they have a whole thing that's like, this is how you put it back in the box, but this is not,
it's only for the Kickstarter version or something?
I guess. It's like, there's no way that would work. That's weird.
Is this the thing that came with it?
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Seems like it'll just fit, though.
Yes, when there's one of those, I just assume it won't. Anyway. It doesn't, the combat system, I know that some people play really heavy on the combat. I like that we didn't. Like, combat was, like, a thing that happened when we needed to, and we kind of, like, built up and threatened, and everybody could do it if they wanted, but nobody was, like, steamrolling
Well,
through.
what I was saying before, like, with
Yeah.
the start locations, that I think because the way they design them, everybody has somewhat equal access to stuff, so you can't just get screwed by a random start. Where, like, yes, it was hard for you to get wood, but you still had some within reach. It wasn't like, oh, John has all the wood in the game because we dealt the tiles like that.
When you played 2-player, what factions did you play?
We played
Yellow and white.
yellow and white.
So you're fairly close together.
So yeah, we were fairly close together. And we kind of stayed, we didn't really use that side of the board. Like, that was kind of a good sign that we would have been able to have a third or fourth player, and they would have just used their sides of the board.
Well, I mean, we had that now.
Yeah.
John and I started closer.
Yeah, we didn't fight,
Well,
but
yeah,
we kind of blocked each other.
Yeah.
we did. We could have fought. If I was that kind of person, I would have, but I'm not. So I very much stayed literally on my island. So, yeah,
And you did well. You got second place for basically
I got third.
third place. I mean,
But it was all within a point, so...
yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, it's nice
It's
that...
also my own fault, because I ended it. So.
But also, when you bully workers, it makes you lose popularity, which
Yep.
if you lose too much, actually hurts you in terms of endgame scoring, which is nice. Like, it's kind of a,
It's very interesting.
detriment to that.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. I mean, it's kind of weird, but I feel... Euphoria, we would play, and I played, like, Euphoria 5 or 6 times, and once I finished, after, like, the 6th game, I was like, okay, we know how to play. Like, we know what to do, I know what strategies to go with, and I'm curious if this game would end up with that, but from what I've heard online, I don't think it necessarily will.
Yeah.
I know that there are certain good combos that people really push for in, like, player cards with factions. But, I mean, unless you play the same player board and the same faction every time, I think that,
Right.
I don't know. It would have to be something we played more.
Yeah,
So-
I think it seems like something that would reward you just playing it every week and everybody playing different combinations and you kind of like learning your like slight differences and learning the map. Like I think it would reward just playing it a lot.
Yeah.
Also,
if you wanted to like make Scythe your hobby, kind of.
which some people did when it came out. So
Yep.
there's that.
So that it seems
It'll
like
be
it would support
interesting
that.
if it persists, because the thing with Stegmaier games is they're really well done and they're really well produced and they buzz like crazy, and then like we can't sell them. Like Viticulture has been sitting on our 40% off rack at work and nobody is buying it, and we can't get people to buy it. Like
It's a shame. It's a great game.
it's a great game, and we'll tell people that it's a great game, and they just don't
I
want
think
to buy
I
it.
like Viticulture better than this with Tuscany.
I agree.
We haven't played Tuscany. Did we only play one game of Tuscany, or we haven't played? Maybe
We played
one.
Mamas and Papas,
Oh.
which always makes me want to do this song. Mamas and Papas. Okay. Yeah, the buffering's been really bad because we've been on this camera for the past 10 minutes, so we're gonna stop. We're gonna change to a different camera.
Well, we can.
This one.
Well, here, switch back to the other one, and then I'll just move that camera to point at us, so we don't make people seasick.
Whoa! You just swing a rod into their faces. It's all good. Okay. We're gonna switch cameras, so it will stop buffering for a while. The cat's now like stroking her craziness. All right, it's gonna be way too high.
And it's
Can you lower? Just okay. No, lower the camera. Remember how the camera can tilt? Or do that. Speaking of getting seasick, oh god. Okay, whatever. Let's put the box away. Game away.
Cool.
Oh goodness. The buffering sucks. It makes me sad. New camera.
yeah.
I tested it earlier today and it was doing fine, but I also wasn't streaming, so it's probably not a good test. We'll try again. I don't know if we're gonna do a stream Thursday. We might. We'll see. But thank you for watching this stream of Scythe. If you've stuck around through the crazy buffering.
I'm going to say the time again, if this ever gets to YouTube. It is 10:01.
Okay. If you're watching this in the future, you haven't had crazy buffering, so sorry for all of us trying to deal with the buffering. So yeah. Oh, there was a rubber band in the lid. What happened to the rubber band that was in the lid?
In the lid?
Oh, it's right here.
Okay.
You got it?
I'm currently immobilized.
That's fine.
I'll grab it.
I'll get it later. I just wanted to know what it was. So that's Scythe. This is okay. Like, legitimately, it's not. I mean, Steve. It might be a Steve game, but this is not really a game that John and I are necessarily drawn to. But we enjoy.
It's a race game too. I don't particularly like race games.
Yeah.
I can see its like commonalities with the Feld race, the one that just came out.
Oh, Oracle.
I can see kind of a similar like go really hard to get something, and then you're just like, oh, I don't need that for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
That's kind of like I upgraded my mechs all the way, and then I was like, oh, I don't.
Yeah, the action is useless.
Yeah, you almost want to time it so that you're kind of doing all of them, so you're not wasting any.
Right.
I think
that's something for future plays.
But yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I think just the early game I kind of enjoyed, like figuring out the balance between doing actions and just making that efficient.
Yeah.
And then late game, you're kind of like, I just need that 1 star because I want to end it. So maybe that's a little... You're maybe worrying more about the map than, like, your engine. So it does have a nice arc where you're like, I'm on my island trying to get action efficiency. And then at the end of the game, you're like, I want territory. And then all of that is kind of done. So, I don't know. It has an arc to it.
I can see Steve playing this with his friends. So very happy. I can see you playing this with Arthur and Felix and Simeon and Jeff. And just all of you being the happiest little gamers ever. So, yeah. And then John and I will be over in the corner playing something entirely different.
Colonists.
Yeah, we'll be playing the Colonists.
I mean, I'll play the Colonists too, but...
Yeah. So, yeah, on that note, John's never played Sagrada. It's 10:03. Can you want to play it?
How long is it?
Oh, we could play 25 minutes.
Good.
So we're gonna keep the stream going because of buffering.
Yeah, we just announced the end of the game.
So I'll say goodbye, and then when Kabuki tells me goodbye, I'll stop the stream. So we'll be fine.
Okay.
But if you haven't watched, if you'd like to get your own copy of Scythe, visit your friendly local game store, or link down below in the doobly-doo, I believe. If you like your own cat, go to your local humane society to adopt. It's kitten season. You could also have an adorable kitten that you could train to be super awesome during games, which is how this one became as good as she is. So, yeah. On that note, good night.
Yep, good night. Good night.
Bye. And now we're just going to leave it on for 10 minutes while we set up and play the Sagrada. Which, if you're watching this part, because for reasons I don't understand, we did a live stream of Sagrada where we played 2-player, and we did a solo version co-op. So
onward with the 3-player
Sagrada. You can watch that, so now we're going to play 3-player. So, Steve grabs Sagrada.
Oh. Wait, no, I'll trade you.
Oh, God. Okay. Okay, can you tell Kabuki that when we say goodbye to let us know, and then I will stop this stream. Okay.
It's all shiny.
Yes. So this is out of print.
Oh, it is?
Yes, already. So,
wow.
I know that we have 0 copies.
Mm-hmm.
I think Guardian was out when we were there, right? Or did they have 1? It's probably not.
I don't remember.
This is so warm. We also didn't pop the laptop at all. Color doesn't really matter.
Oh, one of them was a little tight. I remember.
But I know you can get it on Amazon right now, and I think Cool Stuff and Fun Again. But basically, if you want this,
it's gone.
buy it on your phone.
Okay.
When we're done playing. They're gonna do a second print.
Yeah.
But why is this card so sticky?
I don't know. Heat?
Okay, probably not. Okay, so you each get 2 of these. Okay, so the dots on the bottom are the difficulty.
Yeah.
And that's how many glass thingies you get.
God,
but
look at the
before
sun's
you
blurry.
pick,
You get to see the objectives.
you get your objective. Oh. Okay. So the one that you don't pick Just push aside the one
Do
you
we get to
pick.
see these before we pick?
You do
Okay.
not. That comes after. You just get to see objectives.
Do we get any extra bonus points for difficulty?
You get extra tokens. You get 1 token per dot.
Oh, wow.
And the tokens are what you use to buy tools.
Yep.
And they're also 1 point at the end of the game.
And we picked this before that and before.